and I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger.
Greetings, comrades, call me bad. You know, I watched this movie, Ma, and I had a dilemma. Which playlist should I put it in? But after I watched it again, I realized one thing. It could have been bad advice, but unfortunately, it's a bad review. Ma is a psychological horror thriller directed by Tate Taylor. The film received quite good reviews from critics. It's worth saying that film had a very small budget, only $5 million. Let's take a closer look at this movie. The film opens with a scene in which a woman and her daughter drive somewhere with a trailer. But the music, the production, the smiling people, and the camera work give the impression that this is a Volvo commercial. But they just moved to another place. And if you think that we are done with Volvo, you're wrong. The girl's name is Maggie, and her mother's Erica. Maggie went to new school for the first time. She meets a girl on a wheelchair, whom she helps. Then she finds new friends, who invite her to a party, but she refuses. Because she's going to a music festival with her mother, but her mother now works as a waitress.
You are Erica, I am Stu. We are now co-workers.
Funny guy. And she needs to cover someone at work. And Maggie decides to go to the party. Plans are changing.
So the party's canceled. Stephanie's mom's a complete bitch. And I think we're just gonna drive around and get drunk.
And now they have to find a place for a party and get alcohol. They try to ask an adult to buy some booze for them, but it's all in vain. They meet a nice woman who at first politely refused to buy alcohol to minors.
Not interested, kid.
But then... she decides to help them.
Guys, I used to do the same thing when I was your age.
Whoa, there's my girl.
While they are getting drunk at some ruins, Sue-Ann, that's the name of our future maniac, finds the number of Andy's father, who's the owner of the Hawkins security company, and she tells him that his son with his friends drink alcohol at the ruins. By the way, how did she know that they were going there? Father's girlfriend realized that his son can be a threat to their relationship, and she's trying to suck out his father's feelings. But he interrupts her, and apparently because of this, he begins to realize that he needs to take up the upbringing of his son. And like any caring father, he calls the police. The police arrive and then...
I played football with your dad in high school, and he's a dick. I'm gonna come back in 10 minutes, and all your shit out here is gonna be gone. You got it?
Great job, officer. Leave those drunk teenagers alone. Maybe you'll get lucky and they'll kill themselves on the way home. That would be a perfect revenge for the fact that his father was a dick. By the way, this is Tate Taylor, the director. Unfortunately for the policemen, they survived the way home. Maggie comes home, she has a little quarrel with her mother, and the next morning she goes to the vet clinic, where Sue-Ann works. At the evening, Maggie goes to the party again. Sue-Ann buys alcohol for them. Again. She doesn't want to take change in front of the cameras.
Oh, whoa. Why don't you just follow me down the street and you can pay me and get the stuff. I got eyes on me. I don't want to lose my job.
Cool. Like she really doesn't want to get caught.
It wouldn't be so bad if she didn't drive so slow.
You say she drives slowly? I don't know about you, but she drove 300 feet so fast that to me it looked like a damn portal jump. Suddenly, Sue-Ann invites them to hang out in her basement. And only one person in their company is not a complete idiot.
No. We don't know this chick, so...
They don't care at all. Why would a stranger invite teenagers to drink and do drugs in her basement? Sue-Ann is very nice and hospitable.
My only house rules are...
You do not talk about Fight Club.
And don't spit on my floors, please.
Chaz says something like,
I'm gonna go build my own theme park with blackjack and hookers.
Boy, hey, let's get intimate.
Couch there, snack wall, bam.
Then he gets too cocky, and now he will pay for it. But Sue-Ann doesn't kill him.
Strip. Get naked, boy.
She makes everyone look at his tiny penis. Poor guy. I don't even know which of this is worse. Everything ended well. Cyan even checked whether Andy was able to drive. Then we see a short flashback. Maggie comes home and the next morning, Cyan finds out that Maggie is Erica's daughter. She comes to the casino where Erica works. It turns out that Erica, Ben, and his girlfriend Mercedes went to school together. Erica leaves for the seminar with Stu.
You have a skirt though, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know why, but he's hilarious. At school, they find a gift from Ma, a whole box of alcohol.
Hey, I was just thinking, why wait for the weekend? It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
And before the American Pie style party begins, I have a few questions. Where is the box of alcohol? Cyan bought booze for everyone or just for Maggie and company? Who are these people? Are they from school? How come our guys didn't know that half of their friends were invited to Ma's party? And how did she manage to gather everyone at her place? Okay, then follows the scene that I liked.
Let's get filthy! Yeah!
Everyone's dancing to good music, and it seems that nothing can break the fun. But after we see the flashback from which we learn how Cyan guessed that the guys would go to the ruins, it turns out that she used to hang out there with her friends too.
That old-ass ice machine.
Haley wants to use the bathroom, but it's occupied.
I think Kinsey and Dustin are fucking in there.
And she decides to find another. Maggie hears that Moss called someone upstairs. They couldn't go unnoticed.
Christ, Ma! What the hell? What the fuck are y'all doing, huh? Get back downstairs.
What's happening?
Can we please just get out of here?
Oh my god.
Then she starts to act like a psycho. She makes a collage of photos, she sings, she texts Maggie and Haley, and asks Maggie to go out with him, by the way. The next morning, Cyan comes to school.
Hey, guys.
She wants to party, but they refuse.
I have to write about historical shipping routes of Africa, so...
Yeah, all those ships with our people in the belly. Ain't that right, Sue-Ann?
So she finds a new company. But it turns out that they are assholes.
Hey, Ma! Loser!
Party never ends, and now it's Stephanie's birthday party.
Everybody was...
Cyan makes Maggie have a shot.
Okay, to Stephanie.
And the next morning...
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
Yes, it was Ma's special drink, alcohol, and a few drops of diazepam, also known as Valium. Maggie tells Sandy that she doesn't want to hang out at Ma's anymore, and she doesn't want him there either. After that, they have a dinner with Maggie's mother. Ma starts to bother everyone, and Haley does this.
Alright, listen up, bitches. Everybody block Ma for good. I'm serious, that bitch is crazy.
Yes, Haley is a bitch, but she's doing the right thing. Too much weird things is happening at Ma's. And now she wants to meet them, saying it's urgent. They gather at the ruins, and she says she's sick.
It's cancer. Pancreatic.
And that she was acting weird because of the medication. But there's another problem. Haley notices that Ma is wearing Stephanie's bracelet.
Love, your bracelet. Where did you get it?
Taylor gave it to me for our 5-month.
Yeah, Ma, stay strong.
Also, Haley's grandmother's ring is gone, and Maggie's earrings.
We're going to that bitch's house.
At Ma's house, Haley moves the cat figurine, only so that Cyan can later see that it is out of place. Then they find a typical psychopath's lair, with photo collages all over the room. And they are interrupted by a screamer.
Surprise, motherfucker!
It turns out that this girl
Jeannie, right?
is Cyan's daughter. Later we'll find out that she has to use a wheelchair, because Cyan is giving her some shit. Okay, it's time to leave. And you know what? I want to apologize to Haley. I thought that she's an idiot. I mean, why'd she move those kitties if they wanted to go unnoticed? But it turns out she's a genius. They were able to leave only because Suzanne was looking at the figurines. Way to go, girl! After that, Ma prepares for a meeting with Ben Hawkins, with whom they went to school together. A few hours earlier, he had stopped by the vet clinic, and since they hadn't seen each other for a long time...
How long's it been? 15 years? 20?
Something like that.
They decided to go out for a beer. And the thing is, Ben is the owner of the Hawkins Security Company, which means he has personal trackers on his trucks and vans.
Do you know what this is?
Including his son Andrew's van, and as a father, he wants to know.
Why the fuck is my son spending time at your house?
And you know, the cop was right. He is a dick. He calls her a loser, says that she's trying to get back at him because she had a thing for him.
This is your one warning, Sue-Ann. And if I hear that my son has ended up anywhere near you, I'll handle it myself.
Maggie also thinks that Suzanne was in love with Ben, because...
Like, she tore out pages from her yearbook and pasted herself in pictures with your dad and my mom and Mercedes.
So what? She could also be in love with Mercedes. No time for that, because Maggie comes home and sees that she has a special guest. Suzanne dropped by to check on Maggie's dog.
Hi, honey.
She has a sweet conversation with Erica. But then Suzanne realizes that more than an hour of the film has passed and still no one has been killed?
Maggie, you look after that dog for me now.
Another flashback reveals that Suzanne performed fellatio on Ben in the janitor's closet, but once she left the dark closet, it turned out that she had been doing it to another guy, and Ben had tricked her. The entire school witnessed her humiliation, including Erica, Ben, and his current girlfriend Mercedes, who even gave her a few tips before that.
You're gonna get on your knees, put it in your mouth, move your head backwards, forwards.
Speaking of Mercedes, unfortunately for her, she went for a run when Suzanne was in a bad mood. And then follows a pretty nasty hit and run scene, so I had to censor it. See? This scene tells you, if it were a Volvo, this woman would have survived. Buy a Volvo. Buy a Volvo, damn it! After that, Suzanne goes crazy. Under cover of the night, she draws blood from Maggie's dog Louis and dissolves into the darkness. Do you also feel bad when a dog gets hurt in a movie? I hate it, and I'm talking not only about a dog, it could be a cat, a horse, a deer, a pig. After what Maggie saw, she tells her mother the truth about Suzanne. But it's too late. Ma's getting worse. She kills her boss, steals diazepam, lures Ben to her house, where she knocks him out, strips him naked and ties him to the bed. And then follows a really nasty scene. And if you have a penis, you may even feel pain between your legs.
Maybe I should cut it off. Maybe not.
I felt such relief when she let go of his packer. Ben's suffering does not end there. Suzanne says she has never forgiven him for her humiliation. She says that he treated her like a dog, but the only dog in this room is him. She starts to transfusing dog's blood into his body through an IV attached to his right arm, then slashes his left wrist and leaves him to bleed out and die. Then Erica bumps into Suzanne at the mall. They have a conversation, blah blah blah, leave my daughter alone, blah blah blah, don't know what you're talking about. And in the evening, Suzanne invites Maggie to a party.
And look, oh, look who I found.
And Maggie does not hesitate to go there. Why didn't she call the police, you might ask? Well, you know these cops, they can be such a buzzkill. Maggie arrives at the party and notices that everyone except the original group has left. Why would they agree to hang out in Ma's basement after all they know about her? I mean, I know, it's Chaz's birthday, but... Aw, Haley, it was you who told everyone that Ma was crazy. You saw what she does to her daughter. You know she's stealing your jewelry. And after all this, you decided to hang out with her. I'm taking my apologies back. You are an idiot. Well, prepare to get what you deserve. The guys have been drugged, and while they one by one fall asleep, Sue-Ann closes the exit, wishes her daughter good night, and renders Maggie unconscious. Maggie awakens chained in the basement. Sue-Ann irons Chaz's stomach.
Must be nice, most handsome.
Sews Haley's mouth shut and paints Darrell's face white. White face. We should post something on Twitter. Yes, Robert Downey Jr. managed to escape justice for his performance in Tropic Thunder. So we cannot let this happen again. This young man must be punished for his racist performance. Oh, and don't forget Eddie Murphy with his recent movie Coming to America, in which he plays a white Jewish man. Can you believe this is Eddie Murphy? It's impossible to recognize him if you don't know that's him. And this is even more shocking than the fact that all these people in the barbershop are also Eddie Murphy. I love this movie, but but of course that does not change anything. Racist is racist, and racist must be punished. Okay, back to the movie. This girl, I forgot her name, looks like she's a vegetarian, and she can't stand the smell of grilled meat. And Sue-Ann knocks her out. Then Andy wakes up. He tells Ma that he loves her and that they are the cutest couple. And then they kiss. It's good for her that she's not a school teacher, otherwise she would have had big problems. Andy got drunk yesterday and his breath smells like Mel Gibson. No wonder Ma stabbed him in the stomach. Someone is ringing the doorbell.
Not one fucking sound.
The director came to say that it's time to finish the film. I'm kidding. The cop came to check what all these cars are doing in front of Sue-Ann's house. Maggie tries to make noise, but Jeannie saves the situation. But...
You just made me kill this man.
Okay, back to business. Sue-Ann wants Maggie to take a photo, but it seems she's a lame photographer.
One more. Are you smiling?
So Sue-Ann hangs her up, but Maggie is saved by Jeannie. The candle falls and ignites the alcohol that was spilled all over the floor. They are trapped, but don't worry, Erica and Stu are on their way. The building is on fire. Now, like this.
My friend came from the grocery flat. My friend came from the grocery flat. My friend came from the grocery flat. The building is on fire. No, what? Yeah, we bounced out. Hey, not the day. I said, no, what? Yeah, we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire. Oh, man.
Sue-Ann's trying to take Jeannie with her. She blames Erica for what happened to her. And then Maggie stabs her in the back and saves Jeannie. Sue-Ann walks upstairs and lies down next to Ben's corpse, cuddling with it as the house burns. First of all, I want to compare Sue-Ann to Annie Wilkes. They are both played by Oscar-winning actresses. Both of them are related to the medical field. Sue-Ann works in the vet clinic, and Annie Wilkes is a nurse. They have a similar physique. They were both in love with a man who eventually becomes their victim. They both torture these men. And they both kill a cop when he hears the screams of the victim from the basement. But you see, Annie Wilkes was obsessed with Paul Sheldon. She had quoted lines from his misery novels during her trial. That's how crazy she was about him. Speaking of her trial, Paul later finds a scrapbook of newspaper clippings about Annie's past. he discovers that she was tried for the deaths of several infants. But the trial collapsed due to lack of evidence. It follows from this that she has long gone off the rails. She's a real psychopath. And what do we have here? Sue-Ann, Ben and the others have lived in the same city their entire lives. And she never made an attempt to take revenge on them. And the moment when she saw the Ben Hawkins security company sign on the van and began to plan her revenge, it's ridiculous. She must have seen Ben's trucks and vans 100 times. But she just lived her life. She was even married. Yes, it didn't end well, but still. Wanna know how they could have made this movie much better? If only they swapped Sue-Ann and her daughter with Erica and Maggie. If it was Sue-Ann who came to her hometown after a long absence. She would see this damn van, remember her humiliation, which she had tried to forget all these years while she lived in another city, and decide to take revenge. It would be logical. Conclusion. It's a pretty good movie. Octavia Spencer is great as always. She can be sweet and kind, and then aggressive and intimidating. The rest of the actors did their job well too. And you know, even after everything I've said in this review, I enjoyed this movie. Yes, there are dumb things in it, but I have already advised my friends to watch it. Although I have no friends. That's all for today. Press dislike if you didn't like the video, like if you did, leave comments and subscribe. And may the force be with you, comrades.